Alright guys, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about Metahero. A Metahero metaverse. Is Metahero going to be the next 100x or is it going to be a rug pull? So that's what we're going to take a look at today. This is a video where I actually read the white paper because I didn't know anything about Metahero. And one of you guys who are a viewer or a subscriber actually asked me about my opinions on Metahero. So this video is going to be it. But before that, I just got to put this disclaimer because apparently YouTube has been banning a lot of crypto channels that I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence when you get involved with anything risky like crypto. Because right now, especially with the metaverse and things like that, things are really new. There's a lot of scams going on. So please be careful, guys. Other than that, if you are a new viewer or you're a returning viewer and you have not subscribed yet, then please just do me this one favor. You smash that like button, you obliterate that subscribe button, and then you watch the video. So if you've ever thought of technology that you can basically use, you go into this little chamber and you scan yourself, or you scan whatever item you want, let's say a painting or a console or any other physical world object, and you scan that and that object goes into the metaverse as an NFT. That'd be pretty cool, isn't it? So that is the technology that Metahero is bringing to the game. And we'll talk more about that a little bit later. But first, we have to get to the nitty gritty. We have to talk about the founders, the visions, the markets, how it works, and things like that. So let's start with the founder. So Metahero began with $10 million that was self-funded by their founder, Robert Grin. He and his team has experience from taking projects or businesses from being self-funded or seed funded to ranking second on Financial Times 1,000 fastest growing companies list. So both Robert and the team, a lot of them are actually ex-members of CodeWise, which was the second fastest growing company in Europe with revenue growth over 13,000%. Apparently, the founder also has his own gaming advertising platform called Fluid, which he plans to use in order to help brand or market Metahero. So in that alone, there are two green flags for me. One, the founder has skin in the game. There's $10 million of his own money in Metahero. So we could kind of say that he's in it for the long haul. And two, he has his own advertising platform, Fluid, which he plans to use to help brand and market Metahero, which is one of the biggest things, marketing and branding and advertising. Those are the make and break of whether something is going to go big or not. So for the vision, they have the same kind of vision as Polygon, where I believe Polygon's vision was to bring 1 billion people into the Ethereum ecosystem. Metahero's vision is to bring 10 million people into crypto through Metahero, with the use cases that combines gaming, social, and art with their metascanning system that uses the hero token. So their whole game is to able to take real life objects and scan them and turn them into NFTs in the Metahero ecosystem. So in their white paper, here is their market backdrop. So some markets and target audiences that already expressed interest in their technology include developers, gamers, artists, celebrities, and influencers, government organizations, marketing professionals, professional athletes, online fashion platforms, event organizers, and organizations. Now, I just got to point out that those who express interest doesn't mean that they're going to buy in. So that is just express interest. But their market that they're targeting is the NFT market, which at the beginning of 2021 started with a total sales volume of 55.5 million. The gaming market, which is a huge market. With the metaverse, gaming is gonna lead that run. But in 2020, about 159 billion was spent on games, and that number expected to grow at least 200 billion by 2023. In-game items market, which is currently estimated at 50 billion. VR and AR, which is currently estimated at 30.7 billion and predicted to grow to 297 billion by 2024. And then we have the metaverse, which is another league on its own. Apparently, Roblox went public at 41.9 billion valuation. So there is a lot of money in the metaverse and in all the markets that they're aiming for. So this is where metascanning comes in. They would be pioneering and creating a market by commercializing and tokenizing Ultra HD 3D scanning for all purposes imaginable. So that's the bridge between reality and the digital realm. So here's how it works. There's really two things to scan. There's the 3D avatars, which is going to be a representation of you in their metaverse. And there's the 3D NFTs, which is whatever physical object you want to scan to go into the Metahero metaverse. Now, apparently Metahero's 3D chambers are just going to be like actual physical chambers that they're going to place in locations around the world. And anyone can go inside these chambers and scan themselves. Metahero really is out to create the largest database of scanned individuals and scanned objects, which are going to represent real world objects. And they're going to be paying people in hero tokens to get scanned. And I'm going to flip if they're going to be able to get more people willing to be scanned than take a vaccine shot for the pandemic. What do you think will happen? Will more people get scanned than actually get a J&J shot? Let me know in the comments below. Now then there are 3D NFTs, which is done in the same way. So they take these real world objects, put them in the chamber, I imagine, and then they scan them. But the difference here is that they won't pay you to scan objects. They will actually have you pay them in hero tokens in order to get your object scanned. So basically there's not going to be another John Wick movie because someone scanned his dog and his dog is ever living and it can't be killed. So if you go to the white paper, they actually have a page on the metascanning technology. You could see that it basically looks like the giant octagon from UFC. So I won't be surprised if you put two people in there and they start fighting. So here are the specs for it if you're interested. But apparently the metascanner already has use cases. They already tested it commercially since 2017 by the likes of CD Projekt Red, Ferrari, musicians and artists. Commercial use cases so far have included music videos, fashion, 3D printing, in-game character creation, which is Cyberpunk 2077, and scanning artwork. So they're launching their V3 Metascanner, which has these sorts of improvements over the first gen model. Here's a cool future use case that they were talking about. I think it would be pretty cool if you can play Grand Theft Auto in VR or AR as yourself in the game, in the metaverse. But another thing is that retail will go wild with this technology. Why? Because now you have a scanned avatar of yourself, and these retails would actually scan, let's say, the clothing, and you don't have to actually go to the store in real life. Just go hop on the metaverse with your avatar and go grab that item that is also on the metaverse and see if they fit. The size would come out exactly the same size as what you would get in the real life. So that's going to be game changing for retail. But that being said, alright, when you guys hear the word digital world, how many of you guys, if you guys are old enough, think of Digimon? Because I'm of the age where Digimon was a really big thing back when I was younger. So when I hear that, I'm like, oh man, there's going to be some Digidesk going on here. Another thing I wanted to mention is that with your avatar, there would probably be companies and brands that are out to use that avatar. Like maybe say for an animated film, then the idea is that you could potentially earn royalties from that company or brand using your avatar for their own purposes. So that is passive income. So for Metahero, they also have the Hero app, which is integral to the project, and the initial version is designed for holders and investors to track relevant metrics on their Hero holdings. The version has already been launched and is currently being used by thousands. So in the next stage, they will aim to integrate the WDW and Hero app functionalities, provide one location to track your investments. That's not really important. And then there's a Hero swap, which they have introduced to allow people to purchase Hero tokens directly through the Hero swap app. Wallet functionality is on the roadmap. They're looking to add payment capabilities to enable users to really purchase Hero within the application itself, and that will remove the barriers to entry and increase adoption for the use of Hero. They'll also be looking to integrate with Visa and to enable Hero holders to have the possibility to spend their Hero tokens for daily expenditures. So guys, just gotta say and be completely transparent, while this is all great and all, this is planned or it's on the roadmap, and it remains to be seen whether it is done. That's to say that I'm very new to Metahero and I don't know whether it's already been done or not. To do your due diligence, I would really keep track of where they are with the news and whether their integration with Visa has been done, for example. So if you're getting hyped about Metahero, that's what you gotta do. You gotta do your research and keep your thumbs on top of it. So with regards to the token can be obtained at PancakeSwap and it's on the Binance Smart Chain, obviously. So with the use cases is really for NFT purchases on the marketplace, getting paid for scans and inverse purchases. So here's their strategy. Apparently in 2022, they will release 3 metascanners placed all around the world. The first one will be in Dubai, and they have already secured development partners that will pay for the scans because those scans will be used in their upcoming releases. So basically you're going in there to scan, and the avatar that you come out with, these partners would have access to them. People can be paid up to $1,000 in Hero token to get scanned, and the cost will be passed on to the partners who will use the scans for their own development. So why would they do that? So imagine for games, you have these characters, these avatars. Would it be much cheaper to actually use your scan for that game instead of paying an illustrator more than $1,000 most likely in order to create characters for them? That is much more cost efficient to actually use your scan. So that's probably the reason why they're doing this. So here's what I don't like about it. According to the white paper, the founder put $10 million of his own money into this project, right? And then what they did is they opened private pre-sales for high net worth individuals who they have very personal relationships with. And that private pre-sale was followed by a public pre-sale, which raised 10,000 BNB tokens for 20% of the Hero supply. Now that 10k BNB tokens were added and locked to liquidity with another 20% of the Hero token supply. So it sounds like 40% of the total supply of tokens was locked, which I think is okay. But if you look at it in another way, that means means that the team and advisors is another 20%. Their private pre-sale is another 10, which is 30%, plus their strategic partners 40%, plus the company reserves, which is 10%. So you really have exchange listings and liquidity pool, which makes 30. Public pre-sale is 10. And marketing is 10. So basically the people who are intimately invested with Metahero have 50% of the holdings. So that is interesting. I'm not completely fine with that at all. It really honestly feels like he wants himself to benefit and his close friend. That's how it feels like. So here's my opinion about this whole thing. This kind of reminds me of Ecomi, and I am big on Ecomi. But it also kind of reminds me of ICP, Internet Computer, which they started out really great and high, but now they're in a hellhole. So for right now, I am very neutral on this. It is still very early for this project, which means that it is also very, very high risk. I mean, if they pull this off, then definitely they can probably do an 100x, but if they don't, then you just lose all your money. So invest what you are willing to lose. But for me as a super conservative investor, I'll just have to wait and see, because what I see are a lot of plans, but plans does not mean that they've already been executed. And that private sale and that structure just really bugs me right now. We just have to keep our thumbs on the news to see what kind of noise MetaScanner makes. This is the project that my own mentor that I really respect have looked into, and he's trying to get in at the right price. But for me, I think for now I'm gonna sit this one out because the risk is too high for me. If you have a really high risk tolerance, then by all means go for it. I just don't have that tolerance. But at that saying, I gotta say that disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor. These are just my own opinions. So you have to do your own research, do your own due diligence before you invest into something risky like Metahero or any cryptos for that matter. So anyways guys, that's it for today's video. That's my review on Metahero. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Other than that, if you've enjoyed this video, then please do me this one favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out these other videos on cryptocurrencies and passive income, and I'll see you next time. Peace!